Good morning. Welcome to part 147 of our Bedrock Survival series. What on earth was I doing before? Okay. Oh, right, I wanted to get some wool. And I was trying. Thank you. I was just trying to get some wheat so that I could breed my sheep a little bit. I'll just take 8 seed here. Actually, growing this stuff at night with bone meal would be the ideal time to do this, since the villagers aren't gonna get involved at night. I continue to really resent how slabs are considered to be transparent to mobs. From the inside it works, because then villagers can path trace more easily, but from the outside it does not work. Oh. Looking handsome. Remember, I opened this up previously. Much easier. I wouldn't open up the front like I said, but the back, sure. Okay. Couple beds here. I kind of just want to place my bed in my penthouse. I love how, despite how tall this thing is, it's still mostly very well appointed and balanced, and spacious. I started from a relatively narrow base, just a 13 by a 13, and I've made really wonderful things just with that. I'm gonna put the bed right here. The new bed. Oh my god, and I put the wood away. Oh, that was so stupid of me, bro. What? I put the wood I put the wood in that chest before I came here. Okay. I think this is a really nice room. It's modest, but it has outdoor space. It's tall. Has space for a full bathroom. I think it's nice. What I really have to do is decide what I want to do with this wall, because I don't just want to put iron in there. And this space here. Yeah, in the case of the other landings, the the flight of stairs itself was not sort of divided by the wall, so this is a unique situation I haven't faced yet. So I have to decide how I'm going to close this part in an attractive way. I don't know just yet. Well, actually, I suppose what I could do is take... Oh, no, that does not work. Oh, honey, no. Potentially, if this were a full block, but not the way it is. Not the way it is. No, 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 no. No. No, no. Sadly, it could work here, but not here. Because of this hollow space. And this hollow space is very important, by the way. Because it looks nice from the outside. I don't know what I'm doing just yet with this, honestly. Honestly, I think that might be the issue right there. Because in the case of the other landings, I didn't maintain such a large space underneath it. I might have to acquiesce and just fill that in. Because I don't really see how else this could be completed. But... Alright, I'll come back to it. The solution is not apparent right now. I do want to finish this room. Actually, if I made stairs going up, I could create more outdoor space for this area. Could just put the stairs here. Wouldn't be hard to do. But that means the bedroom wouldn't really have space for a bathroom. The bedroom. The bedroom. The bedroom. I'll just put this here. Yeah, I like the way this is framed here. It's nice. And despite the modern direction, it feels sort of castle-y to have these narrow sections here flanking the stairs. Castle-y. I suppose I don't need this here, do I? Just be open. Yeah. Here, I will definitely just do this. I really want a chandelier right here. Will be bad. I think I shall put it... Whatever. No. Okay. Unrelated, but I really don't like PewDiePie. People don't understand that it's not his super outward mistakes that were the worst. It was his covert passive aggressive stuff that was by far like straight up evil. People think that his use of slurs and whatnot were the height of his mistakes. That is a grave mistake to make. His most evil stuff was just simply acts of passive aggression that were very, very evil. Very, very evil. Like when he staged a donation to a Jewish charity knowing he was never going to go through with it, and that he couldn't be held responsible legally for the way his audience would proceed to horribly flame the organization. That's not just a mistake, that's downright evil. In the past, he's also partnered with really, really questionable organizations. And nodded and alluded to them in series on his YouTube. Like video series, like paid promotion type thing. But not being forward with it. Just gross stuff. No. Yeah. He's not an honest person. He's just very, very passive aggressive to the point of like actual absurdity. And that's my determination, at least based on some of the things that he's done. And that's what really made it impossible for me to continue supporting him. His other stuff was quite bad. Like just throwing down the N-word is literally horrible. But infinitely worse than that were the concerted and strategic acts that were very passive aggressive, in which he tried to turn a large volume of people against certain people. That shit was absolutely evil, in my opinion. It's when I have exactly enough. Sometimes I wish I could explain this to him, like explain this to Felix himself, because when I was always a very, 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 very smart kid, and I was following him from a young age. And when I noticed this pattern, I was very alone because no one else was smart enough to pick up on this pattern. And so I felt very gaslit and isolated. And so that was a little traumatizing, having to deal with as a kid, reconciling that someone that you genuinely looked up to actually really despised you as a human being. Like, it's evident in some of his actions that he despises certain individuals on this earth, and he makes it very, very obvious. And having to reconcile that as a kid in the ugly face of dumbass PewDiePie supporters who can't even figure out how to wipe their own asses. Of course, they couldn't be trusted with making an impartial judgment about his character. Having to figure that out alone was kind of traumatizing, low-key. I love this here, but it doesn't work because of the proximity to the stairs, sadly. Maybe one of these can be open. And so what I was saying was, it would be healing to just explain this to the person that hurt me. Just like it would be healing in on any instance to explain to someone why they hurt you. Because there's just so much red tape, and there's so much bullshit, and there's so much preventing real communication nowadays. And if I felt like if I could just get on the table, hey man, this is why I'm putting it out on the table. It's not because of this, but it's because of this. I just feel like some genuine healing could take place on that, because I just felt like I had no representation at all. That always makes everything 10,000 times worse when you don't have representation. Like, and when you know that even yourself, even if you yourself have more than enough intellectual means to represent yourself, you won't be heard. That sucks too. It's my alarm, sorry. Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan of shit like that. Following him and then watching, witnessing the extent of his hatred for certain people was probably one of the worst and most traumatic burns of my childhood. And then having the mental capacity to understand that it's it feeds into a lot of very, very, very toxic stuff, because a lot of non-American, very ignorant people find their place on YouTube and they're all spouting shit. And then it's like, oh, this is so handsome here. And at that point, it's an even tougher pill to swallow. Like, oh wow, this stupidity is actually, that goes widely rewarded, is very, it's very prevalent, and you see it everywhere, and so many Twitch streamers are the same kind of stupid, but everyone just eats it up. This is gorgeous. I actually like how these are staggered. Maybe this should be one block higher. But something that I really don't like is when I see people saying, oh, PewDiePie won at life, he has a family, he's rich and in Japan. That is a very subjective, that is a very subjective matter. I don't think he won at life. Despite having millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars at his disposal for doing virtually nothing, he was alcoholic. And if he wasn't alcoholic, he was abusing some other substance. And if he wasn't abusing some substance, he was still utterly miserable and desensitized. Bro has no talent. Bro has no calling. He found YouTube and that became his focus, but he himself will say he's not a particularly talented or passionate person, and he will never really know who he is. He may have money, he may have financial security, he may have a family, but that dude will never know who he is. And I do not envy that. I do not consider that to be something that is venerable or a win. But his fans are like fucking 9 years old. And if they're not 9 years old, they're 20 years old now, and they're all anti-Semites. So, it's true, sorry. And even just like, the weird thing he gets behind, I saw something on TikTok recently about how he was involved in some sort of cause involving AI and robotics. And his fans were calling it him cultivating a way for people to sort of be radical and fight against the establishment and the advent of AI. I just he's so arrogant, and he's so arrogant to the point of absurdity. And I don't trust any of his efforts, and I don't trust anyone who gets behind any of his efforts. Every time I see a PewDiePie fan in my FYP, it's always the same shit. It's always the same shit. If you catch my drift. I think I should like to have one in the middle one. So one here. I think that's correct. I just wanted another one here so I could see it and appreciate it from the inside too. Sort of awkward, but I don't know if that's worth it. No. I don't really like how my stream has been co-opted by a PewDiePie rant. Especially because like something that characterizes people like that is the co-opting of platforms and issues, the desecration of different subjects that these people latch onto. But it's just freestyle. I mean, my streams, I talk whatever I want to talk about or feel the need to talk about. I really like this being closed, this being closed, open up here, this being open, this being closed. I like it. This shall be a room for sure. I don't like double-decker balconies, at least ones that are right above one another, because it makes it look like an apartment building. Oh my god, that poor chicken. Been wandering for days. The question is, what do I do with this part? Do I make it iron all the way up? I think so. What I don't want is having interior space in a private room be open. If it's facing the outside, that's one thing, but I don't like the idea of interior space not being properly segregated. And it won't look bad because there is an iron on the outside. The other side, the other wall, I mean on the outside. So, as you can see, it doesn't look too hairy here. Because this side does not have iron. Yeah, this is definitely the right move. Don't know what I'm doing about this yet. I don't just want to fill it in with iron because it looks nice as is. this needs to be closed here, because I'm seeing there's something redundant about this being framed and then this being open. This starts to look decorative when this wall is not functional. So this needs to be closed. I knew that, but... So... Room... Where would the bathroom go if I use this as stairs? 4 stairs. I don't think it's a good move. I think it's good for this room having 2 wings. Having wings, in other words. I don't think it would be a good move to close that up. I really don't. Meaning close the space up by putting stairs in it. Also, there's really nowhere that the stairs could go unless I turned them this way and went into this room. This is stairs just going up, which I don't think would look good, because there's nowhere else other than there it could go, because if it went here, well, this is not going to be covered, so the stairs would come up to a dead end. This is supposed to be recessed, because otherwise it's going to start looking bad up here. So, yeah. Definitely this is supposed to be like space for a bathroom or something, 100%. Alright, well I guess I'll just bite the bullet and get it done over here. It's a shame because this is nice space. It's very, very, very... It's a lovely amount of space here. I suppose if I was a freak, I could just put a little 1x1 stair going up here. Wouldn't be the end of the world. I don't really like that, but also I don't like having to go upstairs to lofty spaces. I feel like it should simply be easily accessible from the floor that you're on. So yeah, I feel like having something at the end of the treasure trail of stairs is really, really tacky, and I've always hated that. It's possible though, because I could have stairs going up here and that would still leave room for a 2x2 door to the bathroom. It wouldn't really... I just wouldn't... And I don't want the stairs to go up here because then it's gonna start looking too criss-crossy with the balconies. The balconies are balanced as they are now. If I add something here and then another thing there, it's going to start looking repetitive because they'll all be part of the same field. Just for shits and giggles, let me show you what I mean. What on earth? It is so disorienting trying to orient blocks correctly using iron as the base. See how this feels. I mean, that's interesting actually, how it sort of parallels the tree. But it takes up the whole space. Oh, I see. There doesn't have to be a door up here, it could simply be open. Alright, I will tentatively do this. Ouch. I will tentatively do this. I just wish I could do it a little bit more neatly, but it's okay. That's cool, I say with extreme hesitance. Horse of absolute hesitation. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Alright. See the vision here? It's actually not bad because it draws attention to the height of the space really naturally. Yeah, this is the right move, I fear. This is the right move, I fear. I fear there is no better move here. And then we have space for another tree, which is very nice. I'm not going to put a railing there. There's no need. Yeah. Good stuff. I shall put a light here, obviously. It almost seems better when there isn't a wall there at all. Here, let me... No, yeah, it takes away from the symmetry of the space when I try to neatly tuck that in. So it'll be an open concept bedroom and bathroom. Romantic. Alright, I gotta get going for now. Good progress, great progress. I'll be on again sometime soon. Bye bye.